As I'm trying to chew my food, while we're on the subject of food, wouldn't it be nice to make a gourmet meal at home for cheap? We have some chef secrets to help make your meals shine.
My name is Ian Neal. I'm the executive chef at Park Central in Scottsdale Quarter. What we're going to talk about today is some money-saving tips and some tips of how to make your food look better. What I have in front of me is obviously just some produce here. And while these are available at any given store, any time of the year, one thing that I like to do for the restaurant and more importantly for myself at home, I think, is instead of going to my local grocery store, I drive about 2 to 3 extra miles to go to my local farmer's market. And at the farmer's market, what I find is the same exact produce, except it's fresh, locally grown, and it's typically at about 50% savings over what's available at the grocery store. So now that we've saved our money on buying our farm fresh produce from the local market, one thing that we want to do is make sure that we preserve it and make sure that we're going to be able to use all of it before it spoils. So one trick that we can do is just take a vegetable peeler and you shave off this bottom piece right here to expose the white part. Once you've done that, you take it and dunk the lettuce in warm water. Okay, lukewarm water, so Arizona tap water, about 65 to 70 degrees is perfect. And what you want to do is just dunk it a few times. This is going to help to, kind of get rid of the little critter bugs that might be sitting inside of there. And then flip it stem side down into a container, loosely cover it with plastic, and this is going to keep a lot better crisp in your refrigerator for at least a good solid week. Well, now that we've bought our produce, preserved our produce, we're probably making a salad, we're having a cocktail or two, and sometimes it happens that we burn our entree. Now, it's never happened to me, of course, but this isn't garbage. You've overcooked it, it's dry, you've decided this isn't going to be good for my dinner. What am I going to do with it? Separate the meat from the bones, and you're going to throw away the skin. Nobody wants to eat that. It's burned anyway. You're going to save the meat, and you're going to save the bones separately. You're going to use all that farm fresh produce that you bought, and you're going to make a stock with these bones. Okay, and now if you need a recipe for the stock, just check the internet. I'm sure you'll find 200,000 recipes for stock, and it'll be just fine. What you're going to do with that stock then, and your chicken that's a little bit dry, maybe it's not too great, again, go back to the internet, look up some recipes. We all love chicken noodle soup. We all love chicken and dumplings. Something like that is going to be able to incorporate all the ingredients that you thought were wasted, and now you've used everything. Now that we've saved so much money, we're going to move on to maybe some tips that I can give you for maybe trying to make your food, to spice up your food at home a little bit, to make it look a little fancier, let's say. One of the items that is extremely popular at Park Central is our Napoleon salad, and I do get asked a few times a day almost, how do you guys do that? How do you guys do that? And the real trick is this guy right here. It's simple stainless steel ring mold. Okay, now this is really good for me to have. I love having them. At home, I don't have one of these. I'm not going to go buy one. What I'm going to do instead of this is I'm going to go down to my local hardware store and go to the PVC fittings section, and I'm going to find the right size that I want, and I'm going to buy those. Those cost a few dollars each. This little guy I found on the internet today for $16. That doesn't work for me. I want something that's going to be reusable and less expensive, and that's going to be a PVC fitting. Instead of just throwing it on the plate, I went ahead and cut it on the bias. So when we plate it, we're just going to spread it out so that it just looks prettier. What I like to do a lot of times when I'm having tuna like this is I'm going to put maybe a salad with it. Liking to mix hot things with cold things on a plate, as I like to do. There we go. Now we've added a lot of color, we've added some height, we've added a nice flavor with the passion fruit vinaigrette to go along with the blackened fish. And then the plate looks a little bit empty still. We can take some chives, some chili flakes, dress it up like that. Maybe we don't have chives, but you probably have some green onions. They're going to work the same way. All of this stuff is just so simple. It's made with things that are probably, again, in your refrigerator or pantry right now. There's just these little simple tricks can help you to make really nice cuisine